Well, looks like we finally have a Tom Holland Spider-Man film where Spider-Man is not being an Iron Man knockoff. Yeah, and despite some flaws that I have with the film, this is definitely one of the best Spider-Man films we have today. Although I do slightly prefer No Way Home, though. For me, though, the movie is a bit too long for a Spider-Man film, in my personal opinion, but I still like the movie a lot. I actually really love this movie, even if it's long. Okay, so taking place 4 years, I think, after the events of No Way Home, as you guys probably already know, everyone has forgotten who Peter Parker is thanks to Doctor Strange's spell. And ever since that happened, he has been alone most of his life. But despite that, he still tries his very best to protect his city as the hero Spider Man. And so far, he has been doing a pretty good job.
Yeah, and at the beginning of the film, we get to see him take down a bunch of villains like Scorpion and Tombstone. And as a fun fact, the guy who played Tombstone in that one scene of the film, it was the same guy who voiced him in Spider-Verse, which was pretty cool.
Indeed. And Michael Mando as well. After he made his first appearance in Homecoming, we finally got to see him become Scorpion, with his scorpion tail and everything. I'm just kind of disappointed that Scorpion is not the main villain, because he looks cool with that scorpion tail.
Yeah, but oh well. Maybe next time.
And after that chase scene where Spider-Man was chasing after a tank which was roaming around the city causing some damage,
Mostly towards the Department of Damage Control.
it was discovered that there's a mysterious telepath on the loose.
Possessing people left and right.
Yeah, and you're probably not going to believe who that mystery telepath is. We will get to that. Right now, let's talk about some other good qualities. Right, so I think the first good quality I could name is the performances by the cast are still absolutely amazing, especially Tom Holland as Spider-Man. And I think in this movie, Tom Holland gave an excellent performance as the character, especially involving Peter Parker's darker side, if you know what I mean. I do know what you mean. Not only do I now have organic webs, but there are also times where I start losing control to the point where I start going savage and stuff. Heck, I even almost killed a cop during my fight with Scorpion. This did happen after you found out that MJ has a new boyfriend. Maybe you got so heartbroken and stressed out that all of a sudden this happened to you. Maybe that's how it happened. That could be it, but I'm not really sure. It also must have been quite difficult for you to control your organic webs, and also get used to them. Yeah, makes me wish Tobey Maguire was there to show me the ropes. You know what this reminds me of? This kind of reminds me of what happens to him in the second season of Spider-Man, the animated series, where he all of a sudden got mutated and he eventually turns into a giant spider monster. It's kind of like that, except he never turned into a monster. Yes, it does have its similarities to that storyline, but it's a lot more different than that. I also really love the addition of the Punisher as well. And if you guys would really want to see a Spider-Man movie where he teams up with the Punisher and they have some funny interactions, this is definitely a movie for you. Sure, the Punisher may not be as violent or brutal as he normally was, but then again, it's a Spider-Man film, so that is to be expected. But at least he's still his normal self. They didn't change his attitude or anything. He's still the same tough guy we knew from the show.
Yep, and once again, John Bernthal gave an excellent performance as the character.
It was really cool that we finally got to see Spider-Man and the Punisher team up. Although, I kinda wish they showed how they first met. Maybe.
But they did explain it.
Kinda.
Plus, apart from that one scene from the trailer, he doesn't really appear much throughout the first half of the film. Well, to be fair, I kind of expected him not to appear much in the film because, the Punisher is not a family-friendly character, unlike Spider-Man. So, yeah, there's that. This movie also features the Hulk as well. And guess what? They finally brought back the Raging Hulk. The Hulk that we want. Well, beforehand, we do see Professor Hulk when he got mind controlled by the telepath. But when he was free from the mind control, that's where we finally get to see the Hulk actually return. Yeah, but unfortunately he doesn't appear in the movie that much either. As Bruce Banner, we only saw him in like 2 or 3 scenes. And as the Hulk, he only appears in this one scene, and that's it.
Yeah, like, imagine this. Spider-Man, the Punisher, and the Hulk teaming up. Wouldn't that be amazing?
Oh yeah, that would have been sick. How come we never got that? It's fine. I'm not really a fan of Mark Ruffalo anyway.
And now for the mystery character herself, the telepath. Now be warned, this is gonna be a major spoiler, so be ready for that. It turns out this telepath is actually Jean Grey.
So we got an X-Men character as the main antagonist of a Spider-Man film. That's something we don't see every day. So this is what Jean Grey was like before she joined the X-Men? Interesting. But here's the thing. If any of you are worried that they turned her into an actual villain before she became the Phoenix, don't. Because thankfully they didn't. In this film, she was more of a sympathetic character who intends to get revenge on Damage Control for kidnapping her sister and locked her in this torture chamber of sorts called VMAX. So technically speaking, Damage Control are the real villains here. Perhaps, but it still doesn't explain the fact that she still helped Scorpion escape from prison, forced a guy to get run over by a car, and even worse, she almost killed MJ. Intentionally. Yeah, I don't quite understand how she is not a villain when she literally threatened to kill the person that I care about. I mean, if her real problem is Damage Control, why would she take her anger out on me? I mean, it's not like I was the one who kidnapped her sister, let alone kill her.
Yeah, I don't think she really had any reason to play with Spider-Man like that.
If I could think of any other bad qualities, well, there was this one scene featuring Yelena, Florence Pugh. She made some appearances throughout the film, but in this scene, she and Spider-Man were having this conversation about a certain thing. I can't remember what it was. However, they were in this pool room, or whatever it's called. Bathhouse? I don't know. But apparently that's her office. Not only did I find this scene way too awkward, but it was unnecessary. Yeah, that part was a little too weird, even for me. Overall, this was a really good Spider-Man film. And I especially loved the way the film ended. Yeah, sure, Peter was unfortunately not able to get back together with MJ, but at least he became friends with Ned again. That's a bonus. Yeah, and from the looks of it, he slightly remembers me after we did our handshake. And as for Jean, well, we probably already know what's going to happen next for her. She'll probably become a new student at Charles Xavier School, and she will probably eventually become a member of the X-Men. Yeah, and maybe we'll see her again in that new X-Men reboot film that they are planning. Well, if it's part of the MCU, that is. Anyways, I think that'll be it for the review. I'm going to rate this film an 8.6 out of 10. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, please leave a like. But if you like this channel, please subscribe. See you next time.